Welcome again, friends, brothers, and sisters, in this live conference. Another day where we are going to talk more about the holistic art, an art that can put us aligned with the higher and highest consciousness of the advanced universe, an art that can develop the body, mind, soul, and spirit. Welcome, in this another time we are going to talk more about of this holistic arts exercises that will benefit us more energy and to all the practitioners of Dugukan, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and outside the country. My warmest regards, and I'm hoping that you are really doing well and everything is going fine over there. So, this live conference is intended for energy healing or divine healing, and anybody can connect with this energy healing and you will receive energy healing. And yes, wherever you are in the planet, you can connect. Our formula to connect with this energy healing is just very simple. Connect by the power of your mind through thought and follow energy. Welcome, friends, brothers, and sisters, and I'm hoping that every day is really new in the wonder in a positive way. Really, always feeling fine, wide awake, and positive energy all the time. Yes, that's really nice, friends, brothers, and sisters. And in this holistic art, I'm hoping everybody is learning your art of life 172 and learning also your energy healing. So that's really important by this time that we learn energy healing so that whenever the time we feel no good in our physical body and also whenever the time we feel low in spirit, we can do healing. And that's why it's really different when we learn energy healing, and that's my inspiration for everyone. Learn your energy healing and make the big difference in your life, and reading off the negative energies trying to topple you down. Always in this one is with all the stars. We are getting stronger every day as we are welcoming the positive energies in our lives. Yes, I welcome everyone in this live conference, joining in this live conference, and really glad that you joined in this live conference. Welcome, friends, brothers, and sisters. Yes, joining with us right now. Yeah. Yes, really nice to see you here. And also joining with us right now, Maribik Ravi. Yes, palibas.
Magandang hapon po, GMPS 172. Have to be here with you and to all fellow Dugukan stars. Regards.
Yes, really nice to hear from you, Maribik. Regards to you, to your family, and everyone there in India chapter. More power sending to you my warmest regards, love, peace, and harmony. Always in our oneness with all the stars. And yes, Biyaya.
Hi GM, mingaw na ko sa imuha og sa tanan. Mayong hapon.
Yes, really nice to hear from you, Biyaya. I'm really glad that you joined today. Gimi nga pinili mo, kay wala na may kakita ni mo. So nice for joining with us in this live conference today. More power to you. Sending to you my warmest regards to your family and everyone there in Korea. More power.
From Marivik, good afternoon
Yes.
GMPS 172. Happy to be here again watching your live broadcast. Regards to all fellow viewers and fellow Dugukan stars.
Yes, Maribik, always in our oneness with all the stars. Really glad to see you, everyone here, to see you here, and regards to you, more power, and everyone there in India chapter. And as we go forward in our holistic art and the numbers of the practitioners of the healing arts and the martial arts and the healing are increasing. And it's my pleasure knowing that people are learning the energy healing, healing, divine healing, so that they can help their brothers and sisters. And we see also that in our activities, we are growing into a bigger light because there is really production, good production, because people are turning to become energy healer. And also to all the light workers doing their light mission in the field, helping their brothers and sisters by doing energy healing, or divine healing. My warmest regards to all of you. Keep up the good job. Continue doing the good job. So that's really nice doing your light service so that will really enhance your spiritual growth. More power to everyone. And yes, and it's really nice that we're having this Oneness with all the stars, meeting with the friends, brothers and sisters, joining this live conference. And my pleasure as well to hear any words from you guys there joining this live conference. So do not hesitate to share your comment, and any comment I'll welcome. And this is our Oneness with all the stars, creating the giant wave of positive energies and helping the healing of life and nature. And another thing, healing procedure is really important. That is why whenever the time you have opportunity to visit at the site, it's at the site that we are going to release the various procedures of energy healing or divine healing. And that would include the healing for the negative energies because to delay negative energies that could be something like it's not easy if we do not know the procedure, especially when the victim of negative psychic attacks or the someone really having that kind of negative energies is really powerful. There are those cases that the client or the recipient of your energy healing is really having that kind of energy, which is a negative energy, and someone would really ask you healing or help, wherein in that case, so long as it is needed and someone is asking you to help him and or her, you cannot really deny because that is a spiritual responsibility that we are going to illustrate unconditional love. And that's our illustration to the light service that we are doing here in this planet for our ascension of life into higher dimension. So because this ascension of life into higher dimension will lead us to learn heart wisdom, and such heart wisdom cannot be learned by us without doing actual light mission. So that's why and endeavor of our spiritual growth, we have to learn how to perform divine healing so that we can render divine mission, helping our brothers and our sisters having different problems of their energies. Yes, because we are going to deal the energy. We don't have to diagnose what's the illness of the person because that's not our jurisdiction. Just leave it to the expert, to the doctors, to the physicians, because they are the one really experts in doing the diagnosis or the illnesses through the process of scientific process done in the laboratory. And because we don't have laboratory, and we are in the energy healing. In the energy healing, that's a good management on how we are going to arrange the balance, peace, and harmony, the balance of our energy centers by doing exercises that will activate our divine connections, that will activate our energies, and harmonize our energy within and harmonize the energy and the surroundings wherein we are having that connection of energy. So harmonizing our energies in connection with divine mother nature, in connection with supreme superlight angels, and deleting all those negative energies coming from the internal and or external sources. And this negative energy is really harmful for the balance of peace and harmony. And that's why we have various exercises and the exercises, and actually we are going to summarize the exercises that we are doing into 7 steps in inner discovery or spiritual growth whenever the time or in every effort that we are going to work out for our ascension of life into higher dimension, or we are going to work for eternal life salvation. And that would mean it's not just only prayer because it needs action. And what are the actions needed for our eternal life salvation, and what is This important, really important, the divine connection that you should achieve in life. And yes, we must begin with the 7 steps. So that's why I am enumerating the 7 steps for us to begin our inner discovery for our spiritual growth and faster soul realization. So we will begin with the art of life 172, then inner cultivation. And that's inner cultivation because that's a kind of mental discipline, spiritual discipline, just as doing fasting or just mere drinking water for your meal of the day. And with that, with the divine correction from the bridging of the divine radiance of the Supreme Master of Wisdom, you can do your inner cultivation. And inner cultivation is for activation of your divine connection with the Most High. And also, another thing is energy healing. The real reason why I'm always encouraging everyone to learn your energy healing so that you can begin working your healing within. Those things that cannot be healed by material medicine, we can do it in the energy side. And the energy power of the energy healing will work out for those things so that we can really experience wholeness. We can feel inner stillness deep within because we are doing energy healing. And then doing also the forecast. Those are really important thing that we are going to comply or to practice in our lives so that we can really make aware of ourselves or the possible dangers that will be coming. And as earlier as now, we can already do something to repel the negative energies that will cause bad lucks in our lives. And then another thing is doing spiritual study, fundamental of spiritual study. And by enhancing your spiritual study until the time that you can connect with advanced spiritual study, and by doing it every day, just putting it as part of the program, because once these things will become our habit or become part of our daily activities, then it will come to us. We will learn naturally the power or the potentials needed in our lives that we can really have that powerful spiritual growth and soul realization for our ascension of life into higher dimension. So that's why, friends, brothers and sisters, really nice that we're doing all these things, exercises that can put us aligned with the higher vibrations. And yes, and another exercise until the time that when you have opportunity, you can visit at the site and begin your training with the Dugukan stars. And then really important, the last but not the least, is the Ascension Oil. Ascension Oil is longevity and rejuvenation. So that's why when you are using your Ascension Oil, prolong Ascension Oil. In fact, that could be for the lifetime. Me myself, I'm using the Ascension Oil for the lifetime because that's my maintenance. And a long time ago, we're using already the Ascension Oil because we are practicing martial arts, we are practicing healing arts. So with that, we cannot really avoid the function of the Ascension Oil because whenever the time there is a problem, bigger problem when it comes to energy imbalance, negative energy contaminations, and poison, for example, nahilo or na poison na lason, and then we are using the Ascension Oil. So that's why that's really how important the Ascension Oil. So remember all those things, the exercises of the 7 steps, because those are really important for your cultivation, inner cultivation. So let's begin with Ascension Oil, visiting the site, and doing the previous astral travel or fundamental of your spiritual study, and then the 4 tasks, enhancing your energy or divine healing, doing inner cultivation, and the 7th is Art of Life 172. You can begin with the Art of Life 172. Yes, and included in this divine healing is sending to you energy protection for you to begin your divine healing or energy healing. As we are really inspiring everyone to learn your energy healing, it's really, really, really important to learn energy healing. And you have the opportunity to learn energy healing with us because we are sending this divine connection to you so long as you are going to open up your heart and your mind, that you will have it and you have your trust in the Almighty Heaven, that we are the instrument of light to help the healing of life and nature, then you can really do it. Yes, friends, brothers and sisters. Yes, and joining with us right now, I'm welcoming everybody to join in this live conference welcome with us and welcome everyone. It is a live conference. Do not hesitate to ask question or share your comment. And joining with us right now, Benji Estorco. Good afternoon, SGMPS1-72. Og sa tanan. Yes, good afternoon kanimo, Benji. And also, Kamangyan, Karen. Good afternoon, JM og sa tanan. Yes, good afternoon to you. Karen, more power to you. And also joining with us, Salmia Gamutan. Yes, good afternoon to you, Salmia. More power to you. Always in this one is with all the stars. And also joining with us, Dali Santos. More power to you, Dali Santos, Zamboanga chapter. And also Shah Stargazing. Yes, really nice seeing you here. Shah, more power to you, Kalipasa.
Mayong hapon, GM, watching and listening here in Maribago.
Yes, more power to you, Shah. Yeah, more power. Welcome. This one is with all the stars. And regards to everyone there sa Maribago. And also joining with us right now, Romy Boy sa Arisgado, Macho, mayong hapon, GM, yes. Mayong hapon kanimo, Romy Boy. And their regards. And also from Dali Santos, Mrs. from Dali Santos.
Mayong hapon, GMPS1-72 ug sa atong tanan from Zamboanga chapter.
Yes, mayong hapon kanatong tanan, Dali, sa tanang mga taga Zamboanga chapter. And then, Biyaya.
Yes po, I was away for a couple of days but I am always with you in spirit and you are to me. Thank you po, GM.
Yes, Biyaya. Nice to hear from you. In spirit, we are having our oneness with all the stars always. In this oneness with all the stars, wherever you are, wherever you are in this universe, we are having always the divine connection. More power, everyone, in this oneness with all the stars. More power to you. And nice to hear from you, Biyaya. And yes, Brad Knight Dirijo is joining with us in this live conference. Really nice to see you here, Brad Knight Dirijo. Paligbasa.
Malipayong kahaponon, GMPS172 and party. Nagtanaw, naminaw niining talagsaon nimong programa, may kalabutan sa pagpanambal sa kinabuhi ug kinaiyahan. Very informative and interesting. Thanks.
Really nice to hear from you, Brad Knight Dirijo. Yes, this is our oneness, and that's the goal. Everyone joining in this divine healing ministry, we are the healers carrying the light of infinite truth to help the brothers and sisters in the entire planet, in the entire universe, and not just only in the entire planet. As I am saying, in the planet we are big family, in the entire galaxy we are bigger family, and in the entire universe we are the biggest family. I'm talking about the entire cosmos, so that's why we have formula in the Dugukan art system. We are not alone. So that's really nice experiencing, realizing our oneness with all the stars, and knowing that we are a bigger star, and then considering and realizing that we are bigger stars, and considering that we are really the light of this oneness with all the stars. Even we are new in this conference, so long as we are going to connect, we will become part of this oneness with all the stars. So summing up all together our abilities, your unique potential in your life, then we can really make the big difference, because with the heart wisdom, the passion of our heart to help our brothers and sisters doing energy healing, healing, divine healing, and then people will realize that there are people that are really willing to help their brothers and sisters without expecting something in return. That's because that's the love. That's unconditional love. So in the divine healing that we are practicing unconditional love. We are teaching our life, our heart, to learn the passion of unconditional light, unconditional love. That's why we are here in this One is with all the stars, and I'm inspiring everyone to learn energy healing. And it's really different when you do actual practical training in the field, where you are going to meet people even once a week. If you can try once a week doing energy healing in the field and meeting your brothers and sisters, then you can begin the fun I would say you can begin the fun just like learning martial arts. There's always fun in learning martial arts, and even doing energy healing, divine healing, meeting with other people, different problems in their lives. So then it's something that you can enjoy your life because you can see the value of your life. You can see and experience deep feeling of blissfulness, wherein you cannot really express it by words, and you cannot you're not even expecting that what you feel deep within is really nice, because that's the happiness of the soul deep within. The soul is happy because you are responding to the double calling of life, which is to serve the healing of life so that we can finally begin the development of our soul for arranging of our lives ascension into higher dimension. So that's why people in the universe, people in the planet working for the light or doing light service activities, because they are preparing their ascension of life into higher dimension. So in religious term, they are preparing for eternal life salvation. And in the holistic art, we are doing that because the holistic art, the very purpose of holistic art is to develop our body, mind, soul, and spirit, and that's healing. And we are going to complete the process of our healing by resorting the spiritual foundation. And with that, we can finally begin developing our body, mind, soul, and spirit. We can deal the problem which cannot be dealt by material thing or material medicine. So it's following the commandment of good health. Then the commandment of good health that you are following here is spiritual foundation, not material foundation. So there are two things, by the way, material foundation and spiritual foundation. So the commandment of good health that we are here following is the foundation of spiritual. And that's why I'm always inspiring everybody, do your inner cultivation, do your 7 steps of inner discovery and spiritual growth, and begin the wonders, begin knowing the wonders of your life, and know the truth. Really the truth will set us free, friends, brothers, and sisters. Yes, really nice, friends, brothers, and sisters. And joining with us right now, Igmachimay sa Aristaro, Paligbasa.
Cold afternoon GMPS 172 and to all the viewers around the globe watching here in Gorordo, Cebu City chapter.
Yes, friends, brothers and sisters, yes, Igmachimay sa Restauro, more power to you. Really nice to hear from you. I'm also joining with us right now, Aliging Arthur Hirnais, Karatan, Karkar, City, Cebu, 9 chapter, Paligbasa.
Mayong madag-umon nga kahaponon GMPS 172 ug sa tanan, watching your live broadcast here in Karaatan chapter together with all the Dugukan light warriors. Salamat GM sa kanunay nga paggiya kanamo sa matag adlaw nga gimbuhaton sa espiritual ug material.
More power to you, Haliging Arthur. Always in this one is with all the stars. Our one is with all the stars. Always forever. Yes, Mrs. from Salmia, Kamuntan.
Mayong hapon GMPS 172 ug sa tanan, listening.
Yes, maing hapon kanimo, Salmia. More power to you. And also joining with us, Optic Iris Bularin, Optic Iris Einstein. Yes, more power, Guadalupe chapter. Good afternoon.
Yes.
GMPS 172. Yes. Good afternoon. Optic Iris, more power. I'm also Junil Aladat, mayong hapon.
Kahaponon.
GM Kahaponon. From Junil Aladat, mayong kapunon kanimo, Junil. More power to you. And also joining with us right now, Carl comes.
Hello GM, watching here in Olango Island. Carlo here.
Yes, regards to you. Carlo, more power to you. Kumusta na si Carlo, mga Panginoon, nakasakapis kayo sa panglawas. And kumusta po si Cap, soon will be visiting there sa Ulango. Regards to you. Carlo, more power. And also, joining with us is Mira Hira.
Mayong hapon po, Sir GM. Rainy afternoon. Listening with my family and relatives now in Leyte. We will join the healing po. Our water is ready para sa imong healing and blessing, sir. And feeling drunk with good number of water, more than 10 glasses already. Nainom sa water fasting, sir.
Yes, really nice to hear from you, Mira. Ira, regards to your family there and everyone there sa Hindang Leyte. Yes, that's really nice. Doing inner cultivation, Mira, Hira. Really good. Always expanding your divine connection with the Supreme Master of Heaven, with the angels, with the Advanced Elemental Foundation. Really good. And more power. Keep up the good job doing inner cultivation. And that's a really good exercise. Detox and activation of the divine connection. More power. Yes. Also joining with us right now, Soul.
Mirasol.
Yes. Good afternoon, SGMPS1-72. Yes. Good afternoon to you, Mirasol. More power. Yes. Also, Gino Montelian sa Taytay Rizal. Mga pangamusta diya sa tanang mga taga Taytay Rizal. Mga panginaot. Na kanunay sa kalagsik sa pangluwas. More power. Ngayong hapon, GM, sa tanang mga kabanan diya from Taytay Rizal. Yes, Gino, ngayong hapon, more power to you. And what should be the topic today? And by the way, this live conference is intended for energy healing, divine healing, distant energy healing. And yes, you can connect, you can receive energy healing through this divine healing transmission when you are going to connect. And all you have to do is just to connect with my hands, and then you can connect the energy. You can perceive it when you are going to open up your heart and your mind for the divine healing transmission of this divine healing ministry of Dugukan. More power, everyone. As we are always inspiring everyone to keep up the vigor of spirit, open up your divine connection, and walk life with the light of the heart, wisdom. As you are always the light of the world, we are always the light of the world. When we are going to walk our lives here in the planet with the light of the heart, wisdom. Because we are students of wisdom, and students with wisdom will learn art of life 172 and will undergo lightship initiation for us or for everyone to become teacher of art of life 172. And the teacher of art of life 172 will, yes, of course, this art of life 172, because there are two paths in life. The first path is the art of life, and then the second path is yes, that's another path. And the second, which is the art of distraction. And it could be also the first, because there is no second art of distraction. So the first is the art of life. And then the first also is the art of distraction. So the two kinds of path of life. So that's the way of the art of life and the way of the art of distraction. And I'm saying that if we're not in the art of life, we are in the art of destruction. And if we are having the right choice in life, because we do not like to be there in the art of destruction. So let's open up our heart, wisdom, and begin building up our stronger spiritual foundation. Therefore, you cannot do not be afraid of developing your spiritual foundation by saying, di ko mag-practice yung spiritual kay mabuang ta na, sayawa na. And then, blinding is ignorance. That's an illustration. That is the art of the evil ng blinding ignorance. Kanang pag-ingon na itong sayawa na, wala ta kaila sayawa. And that's because we have blinding ignorance. And then, if we realize the truth that blinding ignorance is already happening in our lives if we do not know. And that's why we are afraid of practicing spiritual activities, because we do not know. We are having that kind of blinding ignorance. And then without us even knowing that nature by nature itself is really teaching us to know the truth. And the truth will set us really free. If we are free, and then we are not afraid of learning spiritual foundation, because in the first place, spiritual foundation is that what we really need in our life here in the planet. And then if we are not going to learn spiritual foundation, then what would be the things that we are going to learn here? material thing and all those things pertaining to the mundane part of the world, and that will not last forever. It's only by resorting your life in the foundation of the highest, which is a spiritual foundation. So that's why let's open up our spiritual awareness by opening within us. Within us. Likewise, also the doors of that heaven is within us. The doors of that heaven are within us because such kingdom of the heaven is within us. And let's get to know more about of that doors of the heavens and how we are going to open up the doors of the heavens deep within us is by doing your art of life 172. It's toppling down human weaknesses and blinding ignorance so that we will not become linear thinking. Linear thinking is always judgmental because we are always judgmental because of the little knowledge that we have. And once we realize the deeper meaning of life and abide with the light of the heart wisdom, we will understand oneness with all. Our oneness with all, and then such oneness with all will illustrate that we cannot be separated with the spiritual foundation because the spiritual foundation energy is the very core reason why we are existing in the physical body. And without knowing such a spiritual foundation in our life, we are always in that level of awareness. So we are in this level art of distraction because we can only stay. We are not staying in the physical body for thousands years. We are not really surviving for 1,000 years in the physical body because the physical body is having wear and tear. And then if we are knowing the most powerful foundation in our life, and that's the practice of eternity life. And that's why we are forever, you are forever. And in what way that you are forever? Because you know that yesterday, today, and tomorrow you are always forever. And you cannot lost in the book of life. You cannot lost in the circulation of every soul in the grid. And where's the grid? That is the heart of every soul. And here in the cosmos, we are here in the planet serving as the unit cell of the advanced cell. Unit cell of the advanced cell. So that's why we are going to abide with the light of the heart wisdom so that we will realize deeper about the meaning of our lives, our divine connection with the angels, our divine connection with the most infinite or the supreme master of heaven. And with that, we are perceiving that real life is really new and a wonder, and life is really, really, really wonderful. And without knowing that, life is really boring in the planet because we cannot satisfy the needs of the soul within, because what we need every day is the material responsibilities that we are really tied up, and we almost cannot see any other reason. What are other reasons that we can make we can make our happy, we can make our life here in the planet happy? And that's why really every day is stressful, and we cannot see other meaning of our lives because we are already tied up with all those material responsibilities. And that's why when we are going to begin opening up our hearts and our mind, the meaning or the deeper meaning of the holistic art and or art of life 172, then we will realize that wow, really this life is really wonderful because we are not just only useful for the few people in the surroundings, and then we are really useful for the majority people in terms of sharing the light needed for us to ascend our life into higher dimension. That's making life really productive, and that's learning unconditional love. And with that, you can see the big difference. Because in the art of destruction, every day you have you don't mind about the spiritual foundation, what that can be, what things can make you happy. Okay, you have to drop it, even involving yourself in destructive vices, and then you cannot avoid taking the vices, ruining your balance of peace and harmony, poisoning your physical body because you don't mind. And later on, then the physical body will surrender because of these poisons that you throw into your body, and then you will suffer your soul deep within because the body will get sick. And when the body will get sick and you are suffering that kind of illness, then such the time that you will realize and you look for the solution of that illness. And if really hard, it's really hard to find the solution of the illness, and then you keep praying and praying to God and asking God, why, Lord God of heaven, you will not answer my prayer? Then I could not be healed in this problem. Just because there is always the reason why we are sick. If it is not a divine calling, so why we are sick? Because we are poisoning our physical body. And that's the very reason why Holistic Art will enlighten us how to follow the commandment of good health. And with that, we'll realize that we are healthy in the body, mind, soul, and spirit because we know what we are doing to do. We are not doing it because we believe. We are doing it because we know. And that's a realization. We are walking life by the light of the heart, wisdom. We are not just only walking life here in the planet because we believe. And that, sometimes our belief is right and sometimes our belief is wrong. And then the big problem, if our belief is wrong, then it will also give us wrong circumstance in life. And so that's why we cannot regret ourselves or anyone else if we do not realize the truth of the infinite beyond. Why? Because that's the way. And they're useless to regret. And regret and without doing something good to make up the wrongdoing done. And then what's the use of regret? It's better to wake up and smile your face and say that I'm wrong. So it's time to wake up and begin the new beginning and see the life in the positive way. Every day is new and a wonder. And forget the past and learning by your own mistake. Yes, learning by your own mistake. That's forgiveness and reconciliation. Reconciliation. And with that, you can move past facing the future in the positive vibration with positive outlook in life because you are forgiving yourself. You are not so much regretting yourself. May pag wala lang yung kuha na, kay kuha na yun na. Then you are always tormenting your heart deep within without realizing that you need to wake up and you need to begin the new beginning, which is really powerful energy, positive vibration. So that's in the holistic art, we are going to learn how to topple down the negative energies, realizing that negative energies are always programmed to topple down the people of light. And we're the people of light because we're deciding in this choice, in this life, that we are going to walk our lives here in the planet and with the light of wisdom in the art of life 172. And we are going to walk life in the art of life, never in the art of distraction. And then if it is really in the art of distraction, we are also not judgmental because always respecting the freedom of the will. When someone really would like to destroy his life or her life, okay, just be it. And all the time that the soul will realize, and you can give the spiritual counseling, and but we cannot really force someone to do it, and so that you will become like this, because always respecting the freedom of the will. That's it, friends, brothers, and sisters. Yes, before we are going to continue, by the way, this live conference is an hour broadcast because after this conference, we are going to travel. And either we are going to travel heading to the south or heading to the north or to the east or to the west. It depends on the signal. That's it, friends, brothers, and sisters. Yes, joining with us right now, Mrs. from Igmat Chimaisha.
Yes, GM, because of your unconditional love that you descend your light to share us the lessons, brought to us the light so we will not stumble on the dark and will not lost our path for our soul's salvation.
Mrs. from Igmat Chimaisha, Ristaro. Yes, sir, good meaning. Unconditional love is a really good meaning and sometimes difficult to fulfill. Even myself, it's not all the time that we can fulfill unconditional love, especially when you are going to train mental discipline or spiritual martial arts. That's why always act yourself according to the circumstance and always walking your life here in the planet always with the light of the heart wisdom, and it will answer everything in life. Yes, also joining with us, Igmat Marjorie, more power.
So much grateful and glad watching you once again on live broadcast SGMPS 172. Have a great day and to all the Dugukan stars.
Yes, from Igmat Marjorie, more power. And also, yes, from Marisol Argentina Villegas.
Canlaon City, Negros Occidental. Good afternoon, GMPS 172.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Marisol. More power. Regards sa tanang mga taga-Kanglaon, Negros Occidental. Joining with us also right now, Igmat Ramon Hernais. Mayong hapon, Jim. Yes, mayong hapon kanimo, Igmat Ramon. Nabali ang atong screen. Yes, more power. And also joining with us right now, Haliging Mayet Noynay. Good afternoon, GMPS1-72. Yes, good afternoon kanimo. Haliging Mayet, one of the Dugukan martial arts instructor. Eskrima Dumog. And also joining with us, yes, Patrice. Yes, regards to Patrice, so good lady. More power to you, Patrice. Mingaw namin mo, Patrice. Wala namin kakita ni mo. In person. Hope to see you. Ato ta dito sa Bethlehem, pagka-quarantine lang ka dito sa Cebu. Ito, regards to Patrice. Hope to visit you there sa So Good Lady. Really nice. Kamusta ni mo diya? Kumusta sa imong mga specialist diya sa hilot diya ni mo sa spa? More power. And also joining with us right now. Wala na yung join, so it's nice that nobody is joining in this live conference. And it's nice nobody is joining. Yes, as we are already joining in this live conference, so what we need more? Why we need more? It's enough. Many are called, but two, two only are chosen. Yes, and who are these guys? The Art of Life 172 and The Art of Distraction. So why the title of The Art of Life is The Art of Life and for Distractions? Because for the billions of people, trillions of lives around the entire universe, countless of lives in the entire universe, there are only two kinds of people. The people who are life lovers and people who are in the art of distractions. Now, these are the kinds of people because that's a level of soul realization. And that's my reason why if we are light workers, then we are going to work for the light, helping the brothers and sisters to enlighten their hearts to the significance of life, to the significance of taking good care of life. The treasure of light is life itself. So, when we can take good care of the treasure of light, which is life and the nature, and then that would be a good light service we can offer to the world. And this will also answer us if we are going to ask ourselves that if the Supreme Master of Heaven is sitting on his throne, and then what kind of deed that we can offer to the Supreme Master, that the Supreme Master sitting on his throne will turn his head and look at us with a smile, beautiful smile. Never to look at us with the ugly face or something like terrifying countenance. And we are really afraid because God is really powerful. And what kind of job, what kind of light service we can offer to the Supreme Master? That the Supreme Master will give is a pleasant smile for us. And that's only by learning unconditional love. Learning unconditional love is not by giving the Supreme Master all the wealth that we have, because the Supreme Master of Heaven is owning everything. Even every life existing in the entire universe and beyond this universe, the Supreme Master is really the source of everything. And that's why do not afraid yourself. Why are you afraid learning a spiritual foundation? Then you're afraid that it could be the teaching of the evil, because everything comes from the Supreme Master. And there are only two paths in life. The path of the art of life and the path of art of distraction. And why are you afraid of the truth of life? Ganong mahadlok man ta sa kamatuoran sa kinabuhi. Ang kamatuoran sa kinabuhi, we have to choose which of this path of life that we are going to walk our life here in the planet. And if we are going to walk our life in the art of life, then we will know the truth, because the truth will set us free. And then if we are going to walk our life in the art of distraction, there's no need to know the truth, because whether we like it or not, whether we are going to really believe the truth, and then we are having blinding ignorance, we do not really know the truth, because the truth, it could be based on our belief, it could be right or it could be wrong, and then the outcome of that will tell us the whole story. So the outcome of that truth will give us the whole story, if it is really the truth. And if it is not really the truth, or it is the wrong truth, and that could be the art of distraction. And that's my reason why we are going to enlighten up our hearts and our minds with the light of the heart wisdom, so that we can discern the real truth of life. And that's why learning Art of Life 172 and following the commandments of good health in the spiritual way and in the material way, equilibrium. Because when it comes to commandments of good health, it could be two: the spiritual foundation and the material foundation. And then for the material foundation, that's really useful. So that's why whenever the time we have problem in our physical body, we must look for the medicine. And the medicine or the application that we are going to look is based on material education. And then when it comes to spiritual foundation, the process of the good management for the physical body would be the education of the spiritual knowledge. The spiritual knowledge that we need to apply in our physical body. Because in the spiritual foundation, we are going to realize that the very foundation of the physical body is energy body. And what's energy body? That's energy that comes from the vital essence of the spirit. So the soul has the spirit, and the spirit has the cell. So I'm actually referring to the consciousness, energy, light, and the life. And the physical body has the cells. In fact, the physical body is comprising of trillions of cells. And that's why we are having the physical body, carbon life foundation, because we are in a material existence. The soul, a soul in the physical. And then, if we are in the astral dimension, we are also soul in the light body. We are not cells composed of proteins. We are light body in the astral vehicle. And then, the substance of the astral vehicle is the soul. And the substance of the soul is the cell, which is consciousness, energy, light, and life. That is a super light cell. And the substance of the super light cell is the supreme super light cell. And that is where the soul would like to ascend and to become supreme super light cell. And it's here arranging life for the final ascension into higher dimension. So it's not the question if we are already in the practice of the spiritual foundation. Since this thing could not be a question of how many divine words or divine names, sacred names, and secret names we are already memorizing. It's not in that way, because it's a matter of soul realization, how we learn humbleness of the heart, because that is the focal point, learning humbleness of the heart. And with that, we can illustrate that we have soul realization, we have spiritual maturity, because we are already humble at the heart. And in fact, even if we are going to make an experiment without soul realization, without realization to the very core purpose of our lives here in the planet, and then we cannot really avoid that we could be misled in life, even if we are going to make an experiment. For example, today, we do not know our purpose, and then we're having bigger power today. At this very, very moment, then we have the power, and everything that we think, it will come true, because we have that kind of power. mind power. And what's, by the way, what's beyond mind power? And such thing that will be coming, the next wave or the higher wave of energy. From after the mind power, then another wave of energy which is higher than the mind power. And then this one thing, let's get back to the line of this topic. And then if we are giving bigger power, by the way, without knowing the truth of the very core purpose of our life here in the planet, what will happen? What will be developed in our side? Definitely the thing that will be developed in our side, because we do not know the foundation. We don't have yet this right foundation first, in which walk of life we are going to follow our destiny of life here in the planet. We will develop human negative ego, and we turn out to become judgmental because we are not humble at the heart. Why we are not humble at the heart? Because we have power and we do not know the very core foundation of our purpose of life here in the planet. What is the purpose of our existence here in the planet? And with that, we possess power or higher level of power, and we do not know the very reason why we are here. And with that, yes, this is really nice to have power. And then we only the thing that we cannot really humble down our heart, because we can boast so much the other thing, the human negative ego. And that's the very reason why when it comes to inner cultivation, when it comes to building up a stronger spiritual foundation, the more that you can humble down the heart and rid of the human negative ego, and then the more powerful you are, the more you can develop into a bigger light, because you cannot be misled by the human negative ego, because the human negative ego will blind us to see the deeper meaning of life, because it's there built in our human heart. And what we feel, even though we know that it's not right, because we feel this in the heart, then we will make it right. And we cannot accept that we are wrong, because that's what we need in life. And that's the human negative ego. And that's the very reason why we are here, bigger light. But does not mean that we are really powerful, if without us learning humbleness of the heart. And then if we are really learning the humbleness of our hearts, then that would be the real meaning of being powerful, because we can tumble down the giant waves of negative energy, because we are humble at the heart. And can we topple down the giant wave of negative energies by having the humble heart? And yes, because you are going to walk your life by the light of the spiritual martial arts. And how are you going to topple down fire? So this one thing, water will destroy fire. And then let's make an experiment, actual application. And if you are going to ask yourself, in the battle between energy, fire energy and the water energy, which will prevail? Okay, that should be the question. Okay, we will ask our brothers and sisters joining in this live conference, in the battle between fire and water, which will prevail? I do not know the answer, so that's why I'm asking you the question. Which will prevail in the battle between fire and water, which will prevail? And before we are going to hear the answer of that question, let's first read the message from Annie. Yes, Annie Belindes. Welcome in this One is with All the Stars. Nice to see you here in this live conference. Annie.
Good afternoon, GMPS 172, and to everyone from Manila chapter watching and listening to your live broadcast.
Yes, Annie, really nice to hear from you. Regards to you. O regards sa tanang mga taga Manila chapter, sa lahat ng mga kasama natin dyan sa Manila chapter. More power. And also joining with us right now, Haliging Nars Fire.
Mayong hapon, GMPS 172 sa tanan. Listening while doing divine healing mission in the field, watching from Manila chapter.
Yes, nice to hear from you, Haliging Nars Fire. Magandang news yan. More power. Continue, keep up the good job. Continue helping the brothers and sisters. Yes.
From Tarshanita, Persilas.
Yes.
Okay ra GM. Sa pagkakaroon wala pa kaayoy client hadlok pa sa COVID.
Yes. Tinuod na maupod diri, Patrice. Giliman ka kada adlaw daghang kay client diri, tugot lo ka buok. Yes, giliman magkakisa may dili madlok nga. Makalakaw-lakaw na to ang mga tao pero dakpon man tao wala tay face ring maskara. Face mask. Yeah, siya shielding sa naong. Niya tinod na handok pa gyud ang mga tao tinod. Bisan sa atong sender diri na ay customer pero tulo ra ka buok. Tulo ra may ilang gingon ako po. Naa sa mi diri daghang mga tao wari sa center basta naa mi diri. Andi mandok mga tao kay kining ako di man kumadlok ng virus sa ng virus na kikining atong mga naong mga virus sa virus kay unlock ng mga virus sa atong naong dili man gyud sa hambog ba kay karang iyon ko nga kamugod na magud mo yung mga potential, you have the powers of energy healing, divine healing. By the way, to anyone that would like to learn the energy healing, then practitioners of the Dugukan having the energy healing in the field, you can ask guidance sa ilaha. Itong mga bago sa atong conference, then would you like to learn more about the energy healing of Dugukan and any chapter of Dugukan, you can connect with them and you can begin your inquiry about energy healing because they're doing energy healing. And the more that they are doing energy healing, definitely they have their experience and they are having more experience and they would have knowledge about what they are doing. Yes, so pwede mo makakunik everyone, pwede mo makakunik ug asa ang katong mga tao nga dunay mga experience sa Manila tungod dito ni Haliging Nards Fire, and then sa India then to Marivic, and then sa Korea ni Biyaya, and sa Cebu si Patrice, si North Cebu ni Ann, and anywhere nga mayroong mga practitioners of the Dugukan Holistic Art, and you can ask their guidance and they are willing to share with you the information of the holistic art. And yes, Patrice, yes.
Grabe kaayo diri ang local transmission sa among barangay kaduha nami nag-lockdown. Ang Ascension oil radyod akong protection twice a day ko take sa oil, morning o evening.
Yes, Patrice, another thing, this could be a tip, Patrice. I do not believe nga di gyud maayo ang kanang usa ka tawo o i-apply ni nga formula kanang kasi ito na nga itong mga kuan ba, mga procedure ba, yung art of survival ba, kanang ascension oil that will work out powerful na nga protection. Pag wala ascension oil, kanang tuob, makatabang man ang tuob, pero ang kanang tuob, we are practicing tuob long time ago. So na pag yung panahon, makatabang siya, pero it depends on the occasion, what is the condition. Og napas mo sa skin day, pas mo sa lubi mo na itong tuobon, yan na rin the ingredients si butang diya, dali rekamayo ang pas mo. So ma-apply siya sa hilanat kung na-pass mo ang tuob. And then for something like virus or viral, lahi po na siya nga kaso. And then makatabang lang yapon ang tuob kay mukuha man ang mga body fluids kanang singot. O niya, pero art of survival yun, parehang ng treatment. Kanon na ninyo ining itlog, Bisaya, anya dayon, maglaga mo og Dios nga may pala talaga og kuan. Ato lang yun sa atong site kay makaso na mao gini amo ang gibuhat kanang ako ang mga kaila nga manglantan. Adlok na po sila kayo kay malantan ka kuan man na siya dayon kanang COVID man dayon. Mana nga kung ingon kana ligo na tulo ka adlaw man karon unsa man klase sa hilanat mao na siya uga katol ang tutunlan niya mao na daghang mga sintomas sa kanang COVID ba. adlock po sila kayo. Nang ko nga, sige, wala na, mo na ibuhaton. Katulog ka adlaw, ligo art of survival ba? Kaya wala mo kay tambal. Ang walay tambal, patay tarag walay tambal. Gusto mo tang mabuhi. Nang mo na ibuhaton. And with that, makatabangkit siya. Kay sa mga hilanat, when it comes to the energy healing, management mo na si energy. Ano nga, di lang ta mag-diagnose kay wa man ta kibalo nang unsa gyud ang klaseng sakit kay ang laboratory may mo diagnose nga tuwa pamasin-basin ng baging ana nya wala man tay tambal nga ma-apply kay man gyud na siya wa man ta di man ta mananambal nga ing ana nga orthodox nga panambal ato lang ang mga art of survival lang. And then sa art of survival, from the word art of survival, you will survive. So how long that you are going to survive? You cannot die basig nga lang sa kita. Okay? Because the word art of survival meaning you will never die. You only follow the procedure. And when it comes to the reason of ansong klaseng trial, o sang klaseng sakit, o sang klaseng virus, and then we would say energy contamination naman ay kanang wa ta kasabot anang unsa ng mga illnesses kay we are not doctors. And we would say art of survival, we will survive because of the power of the heaven. And so far, wala gyud namatay sa ato ang gisiran sa procedure. Basta mo follow lang po instruction. Ano nga, art of survival. Really powerful na art of survival. Ano siya nga, sakto na imong gibuhat patres ka ng ascension oil. Okay. Magda ako, magsuray. Pero ma-follow po ko procedure yun. Mag-mask, mag-yutadya. In fact, nga, pag lockdown, kini magtabi ko, di ko makamask kay so pag lumura maglain kay akong naong magtabi kong magmask murag di gula akong tingog di kay ko kaginawa anya commandment of good health so breath fresh air manang magtabi ta para tarong po natong pagka-explain we have to talk in this way then after ani magmask na pud ko maglakaw it's just because we are going to protect ourselves and abide with the law. Nga, bisag na ata, di sa sakyanan, magmas lang yapon. That's because, that's the requirement. Mamani ato ang require sa atong gobyerno for security reason. So, we have to apply it. And so, that's why, friends, brothers and sisters, learning art of survival doesn't mean that you are going to rely only in this thing. You are going to rely the truth because the truth will set us free. If there is no medicine for the thing that we are afraid of, and then we could find another alternative or option because we wouldn't like to die. Because that's the reason of the ascension. The ascension, we must be whole. From the word whole, if we cannot find the healing in this way, we must look for another way in the positive side. And then at the point in time that we can really solve the problem. That's why management of good health, body, mind, soul, and spirit is our option, and our line is art of survival, spiritual martial arts. It's really different because in fact, me myself, I have friends, doktor po na akong mga amigo, niya. And then, doon ay usa ka doktor na akong amigo, practitioner sa martial arts. And then, in the many things we can agree and also in the many things we can disagree. And then one thing lang because magka-agree me kay kanibang kanang mag-training kasi imong lawas, I will talk it in this Bisaya para klaro sa tanan. Nga kanabang mulingi ka ang imong pinalingi pinahimutan jud kayo. Himutan kay ingling mo barog ka kanang barog ka nga wag gyud bikil imong lawas. O muhiwatit ka dili ka dito mo ana kay mabikil ang imuhang kamot. And then if you are practicing martial arts, balion nimo imong liog, pang, bali. Nilig-on ang imuhang mga joint. Balion nimo imong lihog, balion nimo imong mga joints, pakutuon nimo imong mga joints cracking. Then the more you will do it, the more it will become powerful. So that's why the two school of thought, the one is do not do cracking. Cracking, are you familiar with cracking? Balion ninyo yung kamot, kini, for example, this one. Ipaluto ninyo. And then, paluto ninyo yung kamot, mga joint. And then, the first thought would say, do not do it because it will ruin the joint. It will damage or weaken the bone. And then the other thought is do it because it will trigger the synovial fluid, and it will trigger the energy of the physical body. And then if you are in the internal energy system, and then you have to do cracking because internal energy comes from the bone, and it will transmit through the joints. When you are going to express internal energy and to trigger internal energy, you have to stimulate your joint. And that's it. And that's why there are always two school of thoughts about energy and how we are going to take good care of our physical body. The first is do it in this way. In this way, very tender system. Just like training the cat. Ang usa ka iring perting binanggaa sa iyang master, a cat is trained to become rabbit. Then the cat turns to be a rabbit because he cannot any longer jump higher height. Kaya sa iring kita magutan na kadaghan, try to train your cat. I-train na ipampered na mainyo ang iring. Dili na niya sa kalokso bisag 4 feet na lang. Ma-afraid, matakot yung mga pusa ninyo to jump 4 feet height. Why? Because you pampered so much your cat. And with that, ang imuhang iring or cat, nahimo na siyang rabbit ang iyang character. Dili na siya, afraid na siya mo jump. And then if you are going to train your cat like an eagle, then your cat will fly. Bisag unsa kataas iyang luksoon, he can do it. Just like the dog. Ang iro, tiringon ninyo yung iro nga mulukso puting katumuyap, makaluksog tumoy kayo, pero ang inyong iro, trainingon ninyo kanunay nga na lang yung pampered kanyang iro, then the dog also will become weaker because you trained your cat or your dog to become weak. That is why there's something like how we are going to take good care or how we are going to put mental discipline in our physical body. And so that's why children at the side, children in the practice of the Dugukan martial arts, so they are training their physical body as hard as metal, hard as stone. Dili na sila gi-training kining ayaw mo og jogging dong kay matunok mo, ayaw mo og dagandagan dong kay madagma mo. And then the art of survival is really advanced, positive. Paako na sila kung kalibo kalamok herbal, pero ara sa wala matraining wing ana paako og lamok usa ka buok, tapsingan lang panit sa simod sa lamok. Wala. Kaya dengue na dayon. And that's why even myself, ako katilaw ng mga tambal-tambal nga kuan kay nagsalig man ta sa energy healing, divine healing. So, energy healing, from the word healing, it is healing. And using the natural way, training your physical body in the natural way, and you can see the big difference. And yes, friends, brothers and sisters, yes, message from Mariby.
Being a martial artist, the art of life is a hidden technique and I am using that in healing a patient. Thank you so much po, GM, for giving me a chance to learn this. I really believe you po, GMPS1-72. I have encountered some people who claim to be a healer but boasting about what they have, Latin words, mantra, anting-anting, etc. But I never had the interest, as my guide says that these words are not the main thing in our mission, but the purity of the heart.
Yes, really nice to hear from you, Biyaya. More power to you. Yes, purity of the heart. Really
From Marivic to Jim.
nice words from you.
Marivic. From
Yes,
Marivic.
from Mariby.
Okay, from Marivic to Jim.
Yes, Mariby. Really nice to hear from you. Purity of the heart. Really nice words. Kinsa?
Kani kay Biyaya.
Biyaya?
Message from Biyaya.
Yes, Biyaya.
My son told me to order Ascension oil again after seeing the almost empty bottle. Without him knowing, I still have much. Taking it every day has become a part of his system too. Naguol siya, abi niya wala na milana.
Yes, Biyaya. More power. Regards to your son. Sending to your son my love, peace, and harmony. More power. And also, yes, message from Brad Knight. So, wala na. Sige. So, in few minutes from now, we will begin energy healing. And prepare your glass of water so we can include the blessings for that water, making such water living water of life that can heal all kinds of illnesses and rid of negative energy contaminations. What was our question nga itong gibiyaan? In the battle between fire and water, which will prevail? Ito lang ang atsira no niya. And then I think then that could be a very good topic because we are going to deal more about energy. And it is such in the case that in inner discovery in the physical body, you have your elements. And when you're talking about the four elements, for example, in the physical body, and then the body fluids, and then the physical body, the air, and the spirit that we have, and then the fire energy, and then which of this element in your physical body which is dominant, and then there you can begin your harnessing. And it's really potential if you can begin your harnessing with the element wherein you are really potential, because it will really work out. Let's say if your element, the fire element, is more potent or more activated, then you can begin using that fire element. And then if it is water element, and you can use it and begin your cultivation by doing or with focusing on that element, water element. And there's something really more beneficial if you can really know or determine which element of your energy is really dominant. And that's why this one thing that I'm asking question, because this is interesting topic, really interesting topic in the battle between water and fire element, which will prevail. And then we will know how we are going to deal different problems of the energy imbalances, especially in dealing with kinds of problem supernatural by nature. So talking about problems of illness supernatural by nature, those kind of illnesses having magically operated or having influenced by the negative energies magically operated. What do you mean by magically operated? Kana bang drive of negative energy, dunay source of negative energy doing or inducing that kind of negative energy. Is it really true or not? Is it really evil or not? Yes, it is negative. From the word negative, it is really evil energy, demonic energy, and how we are going to rid off or to topple down, to delete that kind of energy. So that's why this one thing that I'm asking, in the battle between fire energy and the water energy, which will prevail? That's something like really nice topic, friends, brothers and sisters. And yes, if we have bigger power today, then we do not know the foundation of our practice then. Do you think that we can really topple down our human negative ego? And we are not going to be toppled down by blinding ignorance. And then such thing we cannot really assure, because we do not know the very foundation of our practice. And that's why we cannot also deny that in the practice of spiritualism, there are so many judgmental things that we can hear from people who are practicing also. And that is in fairness of all those guys, because that's really the realization that they came up in their realization. So that's a part of the illustration of the order of reality. And this one thing that here in the practice of Dugukan, we are going to abide with the light of wisdom, so that we can discern the very meaning of this information that we are talking about was a divine revelation from the bridging of the divine radiance of the Supreme Master of Wisdom, Supreme Super Light, Angels, and the Holy Infinita. So, friends, brothers and sisters, it's time to begin our distant energy healing right now, wherever you are in the planet, so long as you are going to connect with this divine healing transmission. Open up your heart and your mind. then you will begin to perceive and receive this divine healing transmission from the Supreme Master of Wisdom, Supreme Superlight, Angels, and the Holy Infinita. Connect. Now pick up your glass of water and we'll listen to you. The blessings for that water to make that water living water of life that can heal all kinds of energy imbalances. You can drink your water. And there is another thing, this divine connection to harness your energy healing or divine healing. And then to anybody wishing to become energy healer, and then this could be your divine connection to begin your energy healing. You can connect. It's done, friends, brothers and sisters, and our gratefulness to the Supreme Master of Heaven, Supreme Superlight Angels, and the Holy Infinita, Elemental 100 angels, for the blessings of divine healing that everyone is receiving, and the divine connection for healing that everyone is also receiving. Thank you, Supreme Master of Heaven, for the divine healing transmission today. So really, friends, brothers and sisters, really nice in this live conference that we're tuning in this One is with all the stars, and carrying the light of absolute truth. Always in this One is with all the stars. You are the light of the world, as you are carrying such light to illuminate your brothers and sisters, and that's why we are here creating the giant waves of positive energies and helping the healing of life and nature. So really nice, friends, brothers and sisters, and until the time that we can do again our live conference, and wherever you are in the planet, wherever really you are, always bring with you always the love, peace, and harmony of the Supreme Master of Wisdom, Supreme Superlight, angels, and the Holy Infinite. More power, everyone. Hasta la vista.